What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So first thing we're gonna do before we start this video is we're gonna fill this car up with some coolant, with some oil. Start it with a cold start. It's been like maybe like 3 months, 4 months I haven't turned this car on. Last night I decided not to turn on the car just because it was so late. I really didn't want to piss off my neighbors just because this thing is very loud when I turn it on, and it just echoes and it continues on. We're gonna need to bleed the cooling system so all the air can escape out of it. As well, when you do this, you're gonna want to have your car at an angle like this so the rear can be sitting on the ground, but the front you want it raised. That way I'm gonna fill up that thing and try to turn on the car and check for leaks or anything else like that. Yeah, let's do it. Can't wait to hear this thing. Alright, time to turn her on. So we got the the heat on right now, and we're just chilling in here waiting for this to heat up the temperature. But as you guys can see, these gauges are working very nicely. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for this car to heat up. I checked, there's no leaks, everything is looking nice. That's very good news. Alright, well everything looks like it checks out. The Z is out on the road. We're just on the street. I've been just checking the temps, checking how everything is looking. Everything looking nice. Oh, I love this car so much. Yeah, I showed you guys, so we're gonna put it in reverse. Here you go, this camera view. Bam! Damn, that looks so nice. So let's talk about this video. If you haven't read the title already, or you don't know, we're going to be installing a set of new intakes onto my Z, which would be the VQ VHR 3.7 liter V6 motor that's in this car. Short story, when I bought this car at first, I really thought these K&N short arm intakes were super cool, and like this is like one of the first things I wanted to buy, and then I ended up finding a set on OfferUp for $200. They were used, and I learned how to rewash the filters and re-oil them, and I was able to use them, you know, so it was awesome. And it's a super come up and very good deal for me at that time. But then what happened was, the more I started doing research and finding out after I had bought them, that I found out that these intakes, actually these short arm K&N intakes, they do like the worst performance for your 370Z. Just, if you guys are going to plan on buying them, I would probably advise you not to, because you don't gain any performance from them unless you want to buy them for looks, but they're pretty pointless. And then if you want to go to the next step, which would be the long tube intakes that some companies like Stillen, which made those brake ducts. If you haven't watched the video, I'll link it right here for you guys in this little banner so you guys can watch it. But I did that install. But that same company makes long tube intakes for this car. There's a couple other companies too, like Admin Tuning, there's RZG Motorsports. Everybody makes their own version, but I kind of wanted to be something unique. I wanted to do something unique. I wanted it to be something very special because everything about this car, guys, is very special to me. This is a very, very special car, and this is why I've been building it so distinctly to what I like, because I've been saving the money for it and I've been collecting parts for so long, and it's my car. So I didn't want those short arm intakes. I found out how super horrible they were, and like kind of just like broke my heart in a way. But those long tube intakes that I just named, all those companies, they each vary from like anywhere from like $4, $5 if you get them used to like $600-700. There's some other companies too that make them. I wanted to do something unique, like I said. So what I did was I hit up a friend of mine who I actually found browsing through Instagram and like coming across this page, and he's actually a welder. He's a super good homie of mine. His name is Jason. He's the owner of NFA, No Fucking Around Garage, and this is the place you guys want to go to, because if any fabrication, this guy is a guy that I would trust who can bring this into reality. Shout out to you, Jason. Honestly, man, thank you so much. But let's check out what he built me, guys. So first, when I hit up Jason, I had this idea where I wanted to build these intakes, these long tube style intakes, but I wanted to use the least amount of couplers that we can, and I wanted to actually have these like nice custom 3-inch all the way around aluminum. You already know how to go with the AEM dry flow air filters, and I went with the option of buying the billet aluminum MAF sensors for the mass airflow meter thing that goes here. I forget what the name is. But Jason, this is you, man. You took my idea and brought it to reality. Shout out to him too. He sent me a link for like a kit that I bought, which is like the intercooler piping kit, and it comes with like a bunch of pieces, like straight pieces, 45-degree bends, 90-degree bends of just 3-inch aluminum tubes with a bunch of couplers and clamps. And he went ahead and did this all in a matter of span of like 4 or 5 hours for me, because I told him I needed it done in a day. And shout out to you, bro. Like honestly, I can't thank you enough, man. These are so awesome. They came out so good. But yeah, so you guys get the idea. We're gonna be replacing these and we're gonna be installing those. Now that we have the main brace off that connects like this over, now we're going to be able to access these intakes, and we're going to go ahead and remove them. Then as well, yesterday what I was trying to explain to you guys, see this huge hole right here? As you guys can see, like all this plastic, I used the Dremel. You're going to want to cut this huge hole out on each side, on this side as well, because you're going to have to pass the intakes from here, come all the way through, and they're gonna go through here. Same thing with this intake is gonna connect right there, go down this slope, and then it's gonna go through this hole as well. You're gonna probably want to use some WD-40, that way you can, when you go to slide those couplers on, just spray it on your finger, rub it inside or around, and it'll slide right on easily. Oh man, look at this thing. Is so mean. Looks very, very mean. Super clean. I love how they're both evenly put together. The lengths are even. As you guys remember, I said earlier in the video, I didn't want much couplers. This is like the smallest coupler you could use at 90 degrees. Right now, I'm gonna need to order new couplers for when it connects to a throttle body. So that's something I'm gonna have to do. But besides that, everything is done. This came out very nice. As well, something cool that we did when we built these, as you guys can see on these old filters that I had, the MAF sensors were like right out here where you could see them, and it was all like ugly looking. So when we had made these, Jason was like, yo Trigga, you want me to hide the MAFs right under? So we did. So when you look at it up top, it actually looks like there's no MAF sensors. And this is actually cool because the way this comes out and this tube comes out, if I was ever to get an intercooler for the front of this car, I could technically delete this and these couplers, or I could cut some of this and put the intercooler here and just connect the couplers to the intercooler, and they would go 3" all the way up. So kill two birds with one stone. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the bumper back onto the car. Alright, this install is done. Came out so nice. Shout out to NFA Garage again. Very nice, but you see the filters here. Fed through all the way to the top. This is beautiful, guys. Came out so perfect. It just looks so nice. Maybe in the future I'll powder coat it a different color, but for now I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Well, let me address maybe the elephant in the room right now, which would be, some of you guys might ask, Trigga, why don't you just go and buy a set of intakes that were made already? They make 3". There's a bunch of companies, you even named them all. Why just buy that and why'd you go through all that? Guys, the point of this whole intake system for me was I wanted something that was one of one, that was made by me. I imagined it just like my diff. Hey, if you haven't watched it, I'll link it right here. You click on that tab and watch that video. But like that whole video too, I designed that system. If it's gonna work or if it's not gonna work, I don't know, but I imagined it, I put it, and hey, it's worth trying, because if you don't do it, how are you gonna know? You're not gonna know. You're just gonna be questioning yourself continuously on and on about, was it gonna work or wasn't it gonna work? Well, I pulled the trigger, I did it. Shout out to NFA Garage, hooked me up. Jason did exactly what I wanted, brought imagination to reality. As well, I got to keep saving my money, not spending $700, $800, or even $500, $600. This whole intake setup cost me $420. That was about a rough estimate of it. I don't think it was over $420, $430. It was including the labor that I paid Jason for him to be able to weld all this up, and me driving up there and everything. But it was well worth it, guys. The experience was well worth the money spent. Sometimes it's not about the money you spend. Sometimes it's about the people you meet, the things you learn, the things you get to experience. And for me, that was the core thing I was looking for. I learned so much building these. If you do buy a set of 3" intakes, you're gonna have to need to have a tune on your car in order to be able to run it. Otherwise, you're gonna turn on your car, the car will run. When it gets to idle warm temperature for the car to be at like normal running temperature, the car is going to bog and die. I can't explain to you why, because I don't know the exact details, but all I understand is you have to have your tuner go through and adjust some things so the car is able to actually handle these big 3" intakes, because that is a big difference going from that like skinny tube that we had on the K&N to these big 3" intakes. Makes a big difference, I imagine. But yeah, you're gonna need a tune. I will be getting a tune soon, but you guys are just gonna have to wait, because I still have a couple more things before the tune that I need to show you guys and install. And trust me, they're really good ones. If you guys been liking the recent videos and been watching all of them, and shout out to everybody who does watch my videos and all the new people who are watching it. If you haven't, guys, please hit that subscribe button. I'll link my channel right here. But if you don't know, I post videos every Saturday at 10 a.m. California time, guys. Every week I try to do something to my car. I've been collecting parts for a long time. Every week I put a new part on my car. We're getting close to finishing the car and actually getting it out of this garage and getting it tuned on a dyno. But for now, one step at a time. Remember, guys, it's all about saving money. It's all about doing things correctly. I can assure you guys this, with planning, with good friends, knowledge, and money, you're able to do anything you want, anything you imagine. I've talked about it in my other videos, but anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate all you guys. Means the world to me for you guys to be liking this stuff that I do and watching it. Please guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, I encourage you to give it a dislike if you didn't like the video, but please comment why. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching again. Till next time, next Saturday, take care, be safe. See you guys later.